Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Kemafrik. I'm the creative director of Kemafrik. On this channel, we discuss business side of fashion. We do some DIYs. I teach fashion tutorials. So you're welcome to the farm if you're new here. On this video, we'll be talking about pricing. We'll be talking about pricing. And that's one thing that a lot of startups get wrongly. You know, you're starting up a business, you have the craft, you have the skill, but you've not learned so much of the business aspect, and that can shake your foundation. So this is a topic that spans through lots of trade, not just fashion designing. So whether you're in fashion designing or you're not, you're into any form of business, you're going to find this video helpful. So keep watching. Yes, pricing. So how do you place a price on your product? If you're not a fashion designer, you're going to find this helpful, trust me. But then I'll just be using dresses, considering that a lot of people subscribe to this channel are designers or want to be fashion designers. So we'll be looking at how to put a price on your products or your dresses, and what factors, what things you need to consider to put the best price that will be best for your company and also favorable to your clients. So a lot of people look out to other factors to help them determine the price to put on their products. Like you look at your neighbors, what exactly is my neighbor pricing? Let's say like tailors are very common, you know, on my street we have like lots of tailors around, and I can easily just look around or I send my girl to go and question how much is so person billing for shift dress, and then I put my price at that. But that is a very wrong model to use for your business, and you may end up running down your business rather than building it up if you do that. Yes, environment can affect the cost of your product, but not directly, being that your environment can affect the type of clients around, that's those within your vicinity, even though now the world is a global village and you can basically get a client from anywhere. So the type of people around you, and also maybe the type of packaging you use for your product, you know, those decorative bags and all of that, which can in turn increase your cost of production. It can also affect the aesthetics you put in your environment, like your showroom needs to be presentable if you are dealing with high-paying clients. So those are the ways your environment can come in. But the environment is not a direct factor. It's these other things I just mentioned that you need to now consider in putting in price. So your neighbor may not be running that sort of business. The rent you're paying may not be the same thing your neighbor is paying, and your neighbor may not be packaging the way you're packaging. So rather than looking around for external factors to determine the price you put on your products, it is better you sit down and do your homework properly, consider the factors that will be listing to help you determine how much your outfits or your product should cost. The first thing I'll be mentioning here is the cost of production. This is very obvious, right? You make an outfit, you use materials, and sincerely, a lot of people don't undermine this. But that's where many people actually stop. They just stop at the cost of the material and they add little profit, and that's all. That's completely wrong. You need to look at the cost of production, the cost of the materials you're using. For instance, if you're a bespoke tailor, you need to look at the cost of the thread, even for ready-to-wear, the cost of the material itself, the cost of the lining, the cost of the thread, to the tiniest details. Your zip, whatever you're using for the outfit should be considered before you place a price on that outfit. So I'll just jump into the next one, which is the running cost of the business. So a lot of people overlook this, and I don't know why. You are running a business and at the end of 12 months you can't pay your rent. There is a problem somewhere. You have overlooked the cost of your rent in each outfit you're making. Okay, so you make an outfit, let's say all the materials cost you 6,000 naira, and you say, oh, let me just add 2,000 naira for profit. You have forgotten your rent, you have forgotten that you need to pay for security that month, you have forgotten that you need to pay for waste disposal, you need to pay for electricity bill, or fuel. These are the things that are recurrent, and you keep doing this every month. So not considering this into your price, you are running your business down. Your business will end up failing. So at the end of 12 months, you can't even pay your rent. You are struggling, you are borrowing. That's not a business. That's not a way to handle your business. So you must factor in the running cost of your business. And this can be so different depending on the type of business you're running. So you can't depend on the price your neighbor is placing on her good to put a price on yours. You know, she's paying shift dresses 3,000 naira, so mine will be 3,000. No. Let's say your rent, for instance, divide that rent by 12 months. And the value you get for each month should be divided by the number of outfits you are able to sell or you are able to produce for that month. Same goes for every other thing. So other things you need to consider under your running costs are cost of data, your airtime. Okay, this is the digital age. You keep uploading on social media and you are not even considering what it costs you to be there. Your data costs, your airtime costs, fuel, you know, basically everything it takes to keep your business going, you have to consider that in each price for each outfit. So divide that value by the number of outfits or the number of dresses you're able to make and put that tiny bit on each cloth. So don't be in a hurry to call a price for your clients. And I will touch this when I'm through with all of this. That hurry can be very detrimental. You know, some clients just want you, just give me price and just give me, take your time and consider all of this before placing a price on your product. And the third factor you need to put into consideration are the tools. So you're using a sewing machine or you're using a weaving machine, you have iron, whatever tools you are using for the business, they are not going to last forever. So you need to consider the cost of these tools in putting a price on your product. Like, let's assume you bought a sewing machine for 100,000 naira. So you need to project and, you know, look at the lifespan of that machine. I made a mistake when I was starting up, and I don't know if I should mention it at this point because that can be a distraction, but let me just tell you the story. So I will get a sewing machine, let's say 100,000, and I'll put that 100,000 for that month. And at the end of the month, after calculating, I made a loss. But really, I didn't make a loss because I put the whole sewing machine that will last me a number of years. I decided to pay that month, and then my finance will go down. And by the time I'm making my compilation of finance for that month, maybe I made the loss, and I feel like, I made a loss this month. And that can even get me down psychologically and less prepared for the next month because I'm not motivated. I've looked at this and I thought I made a loss, but I didn't. So what you should do with each of these tools is divide the fee or the cost of that tool by the number of months in their lifespan. So you got this sewing machine, 100,000 naira, that's going to last you for 3 years. You divide that cost by 3 years. So you pay per month or per year, as the case may be. And that can lessen the burden on your business. That can help you stay motivated. At least you know in the actual fact how much you are making for each month. Does that make sense? If you're enjoying this video so far, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to drop your comments in the comment section. So still on tools, the cost of your, not just machine, the cost of your table, the cost of everything, your iron, the tools you use, everything that assists you in producing this outfit should be put into consideration while placing a price on each dress, each outfit, each product, as the case may be. So that brings me to the next point, which is transportation costs, somehow part of your running cost, but a lot of people undermine this. So apart from the fact that your clients need to pay delivery fee, if they are not coming for the outfit, you need to send it, right? So that's kind of normal and basic. A lot of people do this. But aside from that, as a business, you have your personal transportation costs, or you need to fuel. I mentioned fuel earlier on. So if you're not fueling, you're transporting, you're paying for transport, right? So the cost of moving around to markets, the cost of going to market to buy fabric, all of this should also be considered as part of the running cost. The next point I'll be mentioning is the cost of labor. So if you are a fashion designer, for instance, and you have a large client base, you get a tailor, you have to pay your tailor at the end of the month. So you need to factor the fee of that tailor into each of the outfit per month. Just divide it by the number of dresses you make or the number of dresses you sell, okay? So, but lots of startups start up as a one-man business, especially in fashion designing. A lot of, for instance, I started from home, working by myself for myself. So you may be starting alone. Don't still undermine the input you're putting in that business, because getting paid can get you motivated. So you need to factor in what it costs you to sew, the time, the value of that time, and the skill, not just the time, the skill you have acquired before. What value does this have? So when you sit down and make a full outfit one whole day, what's the value of that time and what's the value of the skill you put into it? So even if you are not employing tailor, you need to pay yourself as a tailor, and this should be under the cost of labor. That's the cost of the human manpower you need to make that outfit. So whatever this percentage is, whatever this fee you think you deserve. So if you sit down and make an outfit for a whole day, how much do you think you should be paid? If you're working for someone else, how much will you demand of that time and skill? This is actually quite direct. So for each outfit, you may have different tailoring fee depending on the complexity, and this will in turn be your salary at the end of the month. So that has to be factored into the price of the goods you're selling, the price of the dress you're making for your clients. For instance, I know some people import tailors. Yes, there are some agents that bring in foreign tailors to work, and those people, depending on the environment, they can charge as high as 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 for each dress, some as high as 10,000 naira, depending on the type of company, the type of dresses they make for each outfit. So even if you're working alone, you deserve that, okay? That brings me to the last point, which is profit. Yeah, you heard that, profit. So you need to put in profit for each outfit. After you have removed your tailoring fee, you have removed the cost of production, tools, bills, and all of that, your company still need profit. Why? Because you're building a company. So it's easy to overlook the profit and say, after all, I've paid myself as a tailor, I've paid for the service. But that's wrong if you're building a company, because you won't grow. You won't grow. You're just going to remain at that same level. So there is that pool of funds the company needs for it to remain solid, because there is inflation. Prices are changing every day. You want to have that balance and that solid, solid structure you can stand on, so that no matter the economical wave around, you're still able to grow as a company in UK. You don't fall apart. So you need a pool of income, and that is your profit. That's your profit that can help you scale up, that can help you get bigger. So otherwise, because you have built for two, you may be able to replace your machine when they get worn down, but they are more sophisticated too. Nobody wants to remain at the same position. If your aim is to grow a company, not just at that tiny level, if you want to grow a company, you need to factor in profit into each of your outfits, or into each of the dresses you make for your clients, or into any products you are making. You need to factor in the profit part of it. So let me just go over all of this. I mentioned the cost of the material, the running cost of the business, the cost of transportation, the cost of labor, and the profit on each outfit. So these are the things you should consider before naming the price. So let me quickly address this. I mentioned this somewhere in the video that some clients will come, they want you to hurriedly give them a price. Just tell me now how much, and don't just look at it and just call a price for them, because at the end of the day, you may have underpriced yourself. And this is very hard to reverse. It's hard to reverse in that you can't go back to a client you said 10,000 to and say, no, auntie, sorry, it's 20,000. Person will think you want to cheat them. So take your time. Don't be put into pressure to name your price immediately. Go to your table, sit down, pen down these things, and call the price that will make you happy. Call your happy price. Don't be afraid or timid to say, this is how much my worth is. If you are giving good service, they will keep coming back. And it does not even matter what your neighbor. Do you know that some people actually grade your product by the price you put? You might have done that before, right? I know it has happened to me, because sometimes they'll say this thing is 2,000 naira and this thing is 3,000 naira, and I'm looking at the both and I'm like, but they are the same thing now. But at the end of the day, I may end up picking up the 3,000 naira one, because I feel somewhere that what is in that price, like I feel this must be better. It's 3,000 naira. Okay, so that's why you should not be afraid to place a price on your product, no matter what your contemporaries, your competitors are placing. All you need to do is make sure your skill is great, make sure you're using the right packaging, make sure you're presenting your business in the right light, and people will keep coming back to you, even if they have cheaper options. because somewhere they will just know that you are better. You're actually better, right? So if you aren't, keep honing your skill, learning how to do things better, improve your packaging, improve your work environment. Let people come, see what you are giving, taste your service, and they will want to come back at the end of the day. Do you know that in some parts of the country, the same outfits sold for 100,000 naira can be sold in another part for 10,000 naira? That's embarrassingly true. Like, the same sort of stress and labor you put into it, and the effect of environment is actually quite little these days. Thank God for the internet. The world is a global village. You can be in one corner of the country and probably the people around you are not even your customers. With paid advertisements, with putting your work online, you can reach your ideal clients, you can reach your ideal customers. So I hope this video has been helpful to you. Sorry about the noise, it's actually raining. Okay, so I just hope that you found this video helpful so far. And if you have any question, comment, or any addition, I have this feeling that I missed out something. So if there's any other thing that comes to my mind, I'll drop it in the comment section. Meanwhile, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel if you haven't. I would love to read your own comment in the comment section so I can learn as well. Thank you for watching this far, and hopefully we'll meet in our next video. Bye.